from the border of Slovakia, in the valley of the Tatra Mountains, is the resort town of Zakopane. At 750 to 2,301 meters above sea level, Zakopane is the highest city in Poland. 30,000 people call this place home, yet it's visited by 1.5 million tourists annually. I decided to see some of the city's attractions to better understand the draw, starting with the Tatra Museum, which happens to be one of the oldest regional museums in Poland, founded in 1889.
We are in the Tatra Museum, one of the oldest regional cultural institutions. This is a good alternative when the weather is bad and you can go to the mountains. You can come here and see all the environment of the Tatra. You can see the animals and also the plants and flowers, so you can get to know something more about the history of Tatra and about the natural environment. Here we present the White Room, the typical room of Highlanders, but this room was used by them only for special occasions, for the wedding, for the Christmas, for Easter, and also for guests. I don't know if you know that Zakopane was discovered by Dr. Tytus Chałupinski, who came here, who discovered Tatra Mountains, and he did the first collections. He was collecting the minerals and plants from the mountains, and he's the patron of the Tatra Museum.
I heard that mountaineers prepared amazing food in these modest homes. But to have a better understanding, I headed over to the Usypek Museum to speak with an expert.
We are not a regular kind of museum. In our live museum, you can see how Usypek cheese is being made. You can not only see the entire process, but you can take part in it. To make Usypek, you take sweet milk and you squeeze the cheese into the bowl. It's called pucyć in Highlanders language. And then Usypek is formed, get his special shape, and then Usypek is put into the salted water and is smoked. And it's done.
This cheese is available everywhere in the mountain town, along with other interesting local products. Just head to the market and try for yourself.
Some of the more fun food products you can find here are actually either harvested or produced locally, such as these dehydrated mushrooms. There are also marinated mushrooms, a wide variety, locally harvested honey, and of course, jam and juice. And here we have the famous Usypek cheese, found in the Highlander region of Poland in a different assortment of goat's milk, sheep's milk, and cow's milk, smoked and not smoked. It is one of my favorite delicacies. So if you get a taste for something sweet, I recommend this kołacz. It's a kind of tubular cake wrapped and dipped in delicious flavored sugar. I chose vanilla.
If you have an appetite for restaurant food, there are endless options here. Today, I chose to eat soup and meat.
So after a long day of sightseeing, when you're freezing, it's good to get winter tea. It's black tea served with a variety of seasonings. There are cloves, cinnamon, sugar, and of course, honey, which makes for a sweet, delicious, warming beverage. So Polish tomato soup is a comfort food loved by kids. And that's funny because a lot of Polish kids that I know don't like tomatoes, but they love the soup. Anyways, it's served here with a little bit of parsley and kind of handmade lazy noodles would be the best translation. This is really, really nice after a cold day, or if you're not feeling so great, or if you just generally want something delicious. So if you need something a little more hearty after a day of skiing, you could try pork sirloin steaks served with garlic butter, ketchup, French mustard, and cream dip. Also, a side of fried cabbage and lazy noodles to ensure that you're perfectly full after this meal. It's marinated deliciously. You don't even need the dips, actually. It tastes so good.
If you choose to go out to dinner after 7 p.m., there's a good chance that you will experience one of Zakopane's wonderful Highlander folk bands.
So when the sun goes down over Zakopane, you can head inside to enjoy some delicious Polish pierogies, tea, and Highlander folk bands.
Most of the bands perform around the heart of the city, a place that any visitor should never miss.
Pulse of Zakopane is here on ulica Krapówki, where all of the tourists congregate to do their shopping, visit restaurants, go to dance parties. Anything fun you want to do, it's probably here. But you have to kind of get in and get out because you need to leave space for other people to visit.
For those seeking a more artistic experience, you might consider the Władysław Heszor Gallery. Housed in a wooden building from 1935, visitors will witness some of the artist's most intense pieces. A guide was nice enough to give us a tour.
The gallery was opened in 1985 to arrange here this gallery for Władysław Heszor. He was living here to the end of his life in 1999.
It's kind of intense how the artist could take everyday objects like a lemon or a hose and repurpose it to convey an image of something that's completely different than the original intention of the object. And I think that that kind of provocation was his entire motive.
Usually here come people who are prepared for this visit, who know something about this art. Sometimes people don't like it, criticize it, but just Heszor was talking. The most important is reaction. It can be different. It doesn't matter for him.
Zakopane is an internationally famous winter sports center. Skiing, tubing, and playing in the snow are all within the realms of this wonderland. But by far, the most awe-inspiring spectacle to observe here is ski jumping.
So Zakopane has many different options if you're into winter sports. There's tubing in the snow, there are little bunny hills for people who would like to learn how to ski, and there are also some pretty serious ski runs up in the Tatra Mountains. From little ski lifts to gondolas, really something for everyone here.
I had the pleasure of ascending the small mountain in Zakopane some time back, allowing me to have my own precious moment with the town. From the top of this mountain, things simply seem better, which is why, amongst other things, Zakopane is an extremely special place to visit.
One small criticism of Zakopane is that it has a tendency to be very crowded. And that's normal, as is the nature with New York, for example. Popular places have a lot of people. However, that shouldn't deter your visit. Zakopane, the name describes the entire essence of the experience of being here. There's something very empowering about it. However, To find out for sure, you'll have to come here and experience it yourself. And until then, I am Ryan Sokash for Poland In.